Okay, let's try an activity. Go stand in front of the mirror. Go on, do it. I'll wait. Are you there? Okay. Now, take a look at yourself in the mirror and describe what you see. Do you seem older now? Do you have more wrinkles than usual? Do you have white hair on your head or black circles under your eyes? You can clearly see a significant change from 10 years ago to today. A lot of it changes brought on by just your natural body aging. You probably don't enjoy it. Changes are powerless to avoid, though. Now, look at the mirror again. Do you detect a person who's more assured, someone who exudes confidence, optimism, and joy in life? That's what you should be looking for, not the physical changes that you've gone through, that we all go through, because that's just what life is. You change. So, a few weeks ago, you can go sit down now. A few weeks ago, I was prepping for a class that I was about to do a lecture for. And while getting my Zoom share queued up, I caught a glimpse of myself on the computer screen and I just paused. I had a mindful moment where I couldn't help but take notice of how optimistic I was feeling about this class that was coming up, this lecture. And I could see my own confidence. I could see the positive energy hovering all around me. My perspective on transformation was dramatically altered by this one realization. I could see improvement in myself that day. I witnessed the timid, fearful, bullied child completely flip the script and developed into a self assured, contented woman. When it comes to change, we all respond differently. Many of us look for it. While some people don't mind it, they won't actively look for it. And some people just outright dislike it. No matter where you stand, I'll bet that nobody likes it when change is imposed upon them. We resist it as a result of our sense of helplessness and our natural aversion to the unknown. But what if regaining control simply required changing your perspective? Change happens automatically. We have absolutely no choice but to accept it since it happens whether we like it or not. Making the best of that change is our responsibility. We control our responses and what we do and how we react to things. The thing is that we have to start thinking progress and not just change. All change entails progress, but not all progress entails change. It's not a vice versa thing. Your job loss is a transition, a professional choice made by you that's more in accordance with your values and interests. That's progress. Progress makes us happy. It makes us want to jump out of bed every day with intent and purpose. Progress pushes us forward. It has to be something that you work on because, unlike change, it's not automatic. When I look back at all the progress that I've made, it always makes me pause and smile. It also renews my intent towards my own development. You cannot just simply sit on your ass and hope to progress. It requires movement. It demands that you put in the hours, put in the work, put in the time, put in the effort. And in the process, it pushes you to grow, to become someone capable of handling any problems that come your way. In the end, progress pays you back triple what you put into it. And change is where it all starts. While progress is a blessing, change can be distressing. Change is a constant cause of anxiety for many of us. I don't need to go far to find examples of this. Even the slightest indication of change can cause anxiety. If you're anything like me, you begin to grumble and complain as soon as something changes. You begin to consider all of the bad effects that this change is going to have on your life rather than what you can do to improve it. Think about some of the language that we use to describe change. Words like scary, hard, overwhelming. And then think about how the way these things show up in our actions when we react to those who want change from us. We back away, we fight them at every chance we get, or you even feel like you hate or resent them for expecting you to change in some way. We have the chance to see and be excited about the progress we can achieve at that time when we're confronting or going through a lot of changes. But instead of seeing the progress and standing face to face with the challenges of change, we choose to use fear instead. Change feels much less frightening, and it motivates us to act when we concentrate on the excitement of the progress. Because one of our strongest instincts is curiosity, just like survival. When we envision exciting new possibilities, we concentrate on what we can do to bring them about rather than worrying about what's going to happen if we don't have control. Therefore, the next time you're dealing with a change that you didn't ask for, consider the questions that you ask yourself subconsciously. Questions like, why me? Or why do I deserve this? Why now? How am I supposed to get ready for this? Instead of asking yourself these questions, instead ask yourself, how is this change pushing me towards progress? Or what new experiences and opportunities are going to come from this sudden change? What can I do to be ready for this? It's all a matter of perspective. In one of my previous videos, I shared how I used to nag and complain all the time when things just didn't go right, or things were out of place, or we had to change up the schedule or whatever. It was easy for me to play the victim card and think only about the negative impacts that the change was going to bring, completely overlooking the good that might come from it. When I first moved back to the States from living in Germany, I hated it. I was forced to relocate by the military after living overseas for almost 9 years. Where I was stationed, it was peaceful. The cost of living was great, and the racial profiling was damn near non existent. Only to move back to the States where the cost of living was so ridiculous that I actually had to apply for assistance. I was in the military and still could barely afford food. I was followed around, harassed, and questioned about why I was in my own neighborhood. In those moments, I hated it with a passion, and I still do. Why? I was always angry and frustrated, constantly trying to find a way to escape. But now, some years later, when I look back, I come to the realization that my resilience was cultivated during that time. My ability to be resourceful in times of need was cultivated. My bravery to be able to call people out directly was cultivated. I grew into a true leader during this period in my life. The abrupt change led to a lot of my progress. You can watch progress when a caterpillar turns into a butterfly, and it's lovely, right? It could be time for you to adopt the same perspective when it comes to change in your own life. You can consider it as giving up the security of your cocoon or as a chance to change into a lovely, vibrant, stunning, better version of yourself. But the decision is, it's all up to you. Are you going to simply wallow in the fear of change, or are you going to embrace progress that the change is bringing?